Guys, I want to show you a drill today that I like to practice that keeps my horses stood up straight during turns, keeps him from shouldering in, and is a really good guiding drill as well. You may have seen a similar drill to this called the tire drill. I use cones instead of tires, mostly because they're big, heavy, and hard to move. So what I have here is 7 cones set up in a circle with a barrel in the middle. What I'm going to start doing is just loping around the edge of it and then sort of indiscriminately picking cones to turn. Eventually I'll guide them to the center and also turn that barrel. I'm actually on my niece's 4-H horse today. This is Elvis. He is a huge, giant beast, and because he's a long-strided giant horse, these tight turns are a little bit harder for him. So it's a really good drill for these long-strided big horses. It teaches them to really kind of bundle up their body, more or less, really drive with their hind end, keep those shoulders stood up in a turn, and be able to guide off a rein quickly. So my goal here is I want to keep that cone in the very center of my circles. I want to have equal distance all the way around it. I want his shoulder stood up. I want him driving from his hind end. I'm riding with 2 hands today, keeping my hands as close together as possible and guiding him very gently. I am driving with both legs around these turns to keep him driving with his hind end. I'm actually trying to ride that inside hind foot. What I'm looking for is I want that inside hind foot to sort of land just to the inside of these circles. You'll see now I'm going to be turning this barrel. I like the straightaway part of this drill as well. It's really going to help you as you're coming out of your turns to get your horse stood up quickly, keep them from swapping leads, and be able to guide as well. Be able to keep that slight curve to their body as they're coming out of turns and going in as well. So you will find that your horse will get tired doing this drill too much, so don't spend a ton of time. Don't spend your entire workout doing this. Elvis is also a little bit bigger on some of these turns than I would like. This is actually his very first time doing this drill, so I'm pretty happy with it for it being his very first time, but I might want to tighten up these turns as we practice a little bit more. Also, I like to be able to just lope past cones. That's why I'm not turning every single cone. I want to be able to lope past it. I want them to be steering and guiding off me, not their instinct to turn every single object that they see. So right there, I like that I'm loping past it. I like that he's just kind of waiting on me to turn him. Keeping that body posture, that slight curve to his body, now straight, and then keeping that shoulder stood up around the barrel. That's a really good turn. Good boy, Elvis. When you find a good spot, what we do one way, we are going to do the other way as well. So I will be changing leads here, going on the right lead. I will be turning every circle the same way until I break them down and switch leads. This is not a lead changing drill, so I want to turn each turn the exact same way. Horses, just like people, are left and right-handed for whatever reason. Elvis doesn't do quite as good on his right lead here. I'll show you here in just a second. But you don't want to get overly frustrated with this drill. You want to just keep them calm and relaxed. So you'll see here in just a second, what he's going to do is drop that shoulder in and swap his hind lead right there. Not a big deal. I'm going to break him down. Going to try it again, pick up that lead, do another circle, keep him guiding, really driving forward. I'm going to start using my outside leg just a little bit more on this to keep that hip pushing to the inside. In your runs, if you're watching your horse drop his shoulder a lot, look at his hind lead. I am willing to bet that your horse's hind lead is swapping when they're dropping their shoulder, and they do that to compensate their balance. He does it again right there. This time, instead of breaking him down, I'm just going to let him figure it out. I'm driving with my legs. I'm not going to get upset with him. Just going to kind of let him figure it out. Oh, he did. He changed leads. Good boy, Elvis. And I'm just going to keep going a little bit longer. When I get just a few really solid turns out of him that are honest, standing his shoulder up, really driving well, and listening to me, then I'm going to let him rest. That was a pretty good turn. Driving him out again. Again, those straightaways are just as important as the turns. Keeping their body in that consistent position. Keeping that nice arc to the inside. Great. So we're getting a couple really good turns here. I'm sitting up nice and tall like a 4-H kid. I want to sit on my rear. I want to drive forward with my legs and just kind of let the horse work. Just like I would in a turn, I'd be sitting back more in a turn. Great job, Elvis. What do we do after a good drill? We always pet them and reward them. Great job, Elvis. Thanks so much for watching.